The electrochemistry part 3. Part 1 and the part 2, we discuss the construction and working of what electrochemical cell and also standard hydrogen electrode Nernst equation. The third part is electrolytic cell and electrolysis. So what is this electrolytic cell? The electrolytic cell which converts electrical energy into chemical energy. So this type of cell is called what? Electrolytic cells. If external voltage applied in order to bring chemical reaction, so this is called what? Electrolytic cell. For example, this is the electrolytic cell. For example, the electrolytic cell consists of two copper electrodes or strips dipped in what? Aqueous solution of what? Copper sulfate. So this is what? Copper electrode. These two copper electrode is dipped in what? Aqueous solution of what? Copper sulfate. Now this is what? DC voltage. If DC voltage means direct current, if DC voltage is applied between these two electrodes, so here the copper plus 2, the Cu plus 2 ion discharge at cathode. Discharge at cathode means deposits at cathode. The following reaction, yes, now I can discuss what the following reaction which takes place. Following reaction at cathode. This is what? At cathode. The reaction, this is what? At cathode. At cathode, what happens? This is Cu plus 2 electrons. The reduction of what? Copper 2 plus. At cathode, it gives what? Solid copper. So this is the following reaction which takes place at cathode. The next is here. The next is, for example, cathodic reaction is over. Next, what is the cathodic reaction? Next is the cathodic reaction. What is cathodic reaction? Anodic reaction at anode. So at anode, the copper is converted to what? The copper is converted into copper plus 2. Cu is converted into Cu plus 2. So at anode, so this is what? Cu. So it converts what? Cu plus 2 and it releases what? Electron. So here, so copper dissolves at anode. Copper dissolves at what? Anode. And copper is next Cu2 plus or Cu plus 2 deposits at what? Deposits at cathode. So this is the process of what? Electrolytic cell by using what? The two copper electrode which is dipped in what? The aqueous solution of what? Copper sulfate. So here, so for example, on the of what? Copper. High purity of what? Copper here. So here the anode is made, impure copper is made as anode, and next this is what this impure copper dissolves at anode, and it deposits at cathode as high purity. So this is an example of what? Electrolytic cell. The next is Faraday's laws of electrolysis. Faraday's laws of electrolysis. It is very important for annual examination point of view, and this question is so many times asked in the previous examination. The next is Faraday's first law. The first is Faraday's first law. What is Faraday's first law? See here, what is the Faraday's first law? The amount of substance deposited, the amount of substance deposited at an electrode, the amount of substance deposited at an electrode is directly proportional to quantity of what? Charge or electricity. Quantity of charge or electricity is passed through what? Electrolyte solution. So it is called what? Faraday's first law. What is the Faraday's first law? For example, I can explain this Faraday's first law with help of what? This diagram. This is the quantity of charge. The quantity of charge is applied between these two electrodes. The amount of copper deposited at a particular electrode is also increases. So the amount of copper deposited is directly proportional to the quantity of charge Q supplied. So now I can write the W is the mass of substance, and Q is the quantity of what? Charge supplied. So the amount of substance W deposited at an electrode is directly proportional to the quantity of charge. It is what? Quantity of charge or electricity is passed through what? Electrolyte solution. So it is called what? Faraday's first law. Similarly, when the copper sulfate is taken in a aqueous copper sulfate solution, when these two electrodes are dipped, so the quantity of Q is supplied, so is increased. The amount of copper deposition is also increases. So this is called what? Faraday's first law. Now I can write here W is equals to what? W is equals to Z into Q, where Z is called what? Where Z is called constant of proportionality. Z is called what? Constant of proportionality. This constant of proportionality is known as electrochemical equivalent. So this is called what? Electrochemical equivalent. So Z is called constant of proportionality, and it is known as electrochemical equivalent. This is called electrochemical equivalent. So now here I can discuss. Here. Now W is equals to Z into Q. So similarly, now I can write here W is equals to Z. What is Q? Q is nothing but a charge. Charge is nothing but a current into time. This is called current into time. So W is equals to Z into I into 2. So this is the mathematical expression for what? The Faraday's first law. Suppose if current is equals to 1 ampere and time is equals to what? 1 second. So what is this? W is equals to Z into 1 into 1. So W is equals to what? Z. So Z is called what? ECE, electrochemical equivalent. So what is electrochemical equivalent? electrochemical equivalent is defined as the amount of substance deposited, so the electrochemical equivalent is defined as the amount of substance deposited by passing a current of 1 ampere in 1 second. So it is called what? Electrochemical equivalent. So this is nothing but a 1 coulomb of what? Anybody? 1 coulomb of what? Electricity flow. 1 coulomb of what? Electricity flow. So it is nothing but a 1 coulomb of electricity flow is nothing but a, by passing a current of 1 ampere in 1 second. So the amount of substance deposited is nothing but a electrochemical equivalent. Okay, the next is what here? This is the electrochemical equivalent. The next I can go for example, next is what here I can discuss. So first is what here? I can take one example. The quantity of electricity, quantity of what? Quantity of electricity required for oxidation and reduction. Yes, the quantity of electricity is required for oxidation and reduction depends on stoichiometry of what? Stoichiometry of electrode reaction. Stoichiometry of what? Electrode reaction. So it is called what? Anybody? Quantity of electricity is required for oxidation and reduction depends on stoichiometry of what? Electrode reaction. For example, I can take here Ag plus. This is the Ag plus. So to this add what? The reaction of Ag plus ion, it gives what? Ag. The reduction of the 1 mole of Ag plus ion. So this is what? 1 mole of electron. So it gives what? 1 mole of electron. It gives what? 1 mole of what? Ag. The reduction of 1 mole of what? Ag plus ion. It requires how many moles of electron? 1 moles of electron. You know that. We know that the charge on electron is equals to 1.60 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulomb. Okay, this is the correct. So 1 mole of electron is equal to the charge on 1 mole of electrons. The charge on 1 mole of what? Electrons is equals to Avogadro's number into 1.602 into 10 to the power of what? Minus 19 coulomb. Yes. What is Avogadro's number? 6.023 into 10 to the power of what? 23. Next it is 1.602 into 10 to the power of what? Minus 19 coulomb. So you have to multiply, and you have to multiply. So we can get, by multiplying this, so we can get 96487 coulomb. It is approximately equal to 96,500 coulomb. So this is what the quantity of electricity required for either it is oxidation or the reduction depends on the stoichiometry of what? Electrode reaction. For example, Ag plus, the reduction of 1 mole of electrons to Ag plus ion, it gives 1 mole of what? Ag. So we know that the charge on electron is 1.602 into 10 to the power of what? Minus 19 coulomb. So charge on 1 mole of electron is the Avogadro number into 1.602 into 10 to the power of what? Minus 19 coulomb. So you have to multiply these two. So we can get 96487 coulomb. 96487 coulomb. It is approximately equal to 96,500. So here we can write here. So 1 Faraday is equals to how much? 1 Faraday of 1 Faraday of electricity is equals to how much? 96,500 Coulomb. So it is what 1 Faraday is always is equals to 96,500 Coulomb. For example, I can take here mg plus 2. Yes, this is the mg plus 2 ion. So the reduction of what? The reduction of what? 1 mole of what? mg plus 2 electron. So it requires what? 2 moles of electron. 2 moles of electron, it gives what? 1 mole of what? mg. So for the formation of 1 mole of mg, how many moles of electrons are required? 2 moles of what? Electrons. You know that 1 moles of electron is equals to 96,500. 2 moles of electron is equals to 2 Faraday. 2 Faraday is required for the reduction of what? Reduction of what? mg plus 2 ion to 1 mole of mg. Similarly, so I can take similarly An plus 3 by the reduction of what? 3 moles of electron. So it gives what? 1 mole of what? 1 mole of aluminum. So 3 moles of electrons. 3 moles of electron is nothing but 3 Faraday. 3 Faraday of 3 Faraday or 3 into 96,500 Coulomb is required for the reduction of what? Al plus 3 to 1 mole of what? Aluminum. So this is the Faraday's first law of what? Electrolysis. Now Faraday's second law. What is this Faraday's second law? The same quantity of electricity passed two different electrolytes. The same quantity of electricity is passed between two different electrolytes where the amount of substance deposited is directly proportional to equivalent mass, of an element. Okay, sis. What is Faraday's second law? So here two different solutions are there. The first container, it contains what? Zinc sulfate. The second container, it contains what? Copper sulfate. These two solutions are different, but the quantity of charge supplied Q is same for what? Both the electrolytes. The quantity of charge is same, but the deposition of zinc and the deposition of copper is not same, because it depends on what? Equivalent mass. So W is directly proportional to what? E. The amount of substance deposited in the electrode is directly proportional to equivalent mass. For example, here the quantity of charge supplied is, for example, 1 Faraday. How to assume the quantity of charge supplied between two different solutions is 1 Faraday. So 1 Faraday is between the two solutions, one is zinc sulfate and the copper sulfate is same, but the amount of deposition of zinc and the amount of deposition of copper to the respective electrode is what? Different, because it depends on what? Equivalent mass. So the amount of zinc, so deposition is directly proportional to what? Equivalent mass of zinc. Equivalent mass of zinc is how much? This is what? 32. So the amount of deposition of what? Copper is directly proportional to what? Equivalent. What is the equivalent mass of copper is 31.5. So it means the quantity of charge is same for what? Both electrolytes, but the deposition of what? Amount of the deposition of zinc or the copper is different. It means one is 32, one is what? 31.5, because it depends on what? Equivalent mass. Okay, my dear students, the quantity of Q is 1 Faraday. So the quantity of charge supplied between the zinc sulfate and the copper sulfate is same, but the deposition of copper or the deposition of zinc is different, not same, not 32, not 31.5, because the charge is same, but the deposition or the amount of substance deposit at an electrode is directly proportional to equivalent mass. Here the equivalent mass of zinc is 32 and the equivalent mass of copper is 31.5. So when the same quantity of charge is supplied between the two electrode, the amount of substance deposited at an electrode is directly proportional to what? Equivalent mass of their individual elements. So this is called what? Faraday's second law. For example, W1 is the mass of what? Zinc deposited is equals to equivalent mass. W2 is the mass of copper deposited is equal to what? Is E2. So W1 divided by W2 is equals to E1 divided by E2. So this is called what? Faraday's second law. In the examination, when the same quantity of electricity is passed between two different electrolytes, the amount of substance deposited at an electrode is directly proportional to equivalent mass. So that is W is directly proportional to E. E is called what? Equivalent mass. Equivalent mass. For example, I can take copper. Yes, copper. The copper atomic mass is what? 63. What is the equivalent mass of copper? The equivalent mass is equals to atomic mass. What is the expression? Atomic mass divided by valency or change in electron. So equivalent mass of copper is equals to equivalent mass of what? Copper. Equivalent mass of what? Copper is atomic mass of copper is 63. Valency is what? 2. So it is nothing but a 31.5. 31.5 is nothing but a equivalent mass of copper. Similarly, the equivalent mass of zinc, zinc is equals to what is the atomic mass? Atomic mass of zinc is 64. What is the valency of zinc? The valency of copper is plus 2. The valency of zinc is how much? Plus 2. So you divide by 2. So it is equals to what? 32. So for example, equivalent mass of silver. Yes, equivalent mass of silver. What is the equivalent mass of silver? Is equals to atomic mass of silver. Atomic mass of silver is 108. What is the valency of silver? It is a plus 1. So it is equals to what? It is equals to 108. So equivalent mass of copper is 31.5. The equivalent mass of zinc is 32. The equivalent mass of silver is 108. So you have to remember 1 Faraday or 96,500 coulomb always deposits 1 gram equivalent mass. Deposits what? 1 gram equal. This is very important. Yes. So 1 Faraday, or if you supply the electricity of 1 Faraday or 96,500 coulomb always deposits 1 gram equivalent mass. So for example, suppose if you supply 96,500 coulomb of what? Charge to what? Copper sulfate solution, where the 1 gram equivalent mass of copper deposits, that is nothing but a 31.5 gram. Even though 96,500 coulomb of what? Charge is supplied through what? Zinc sulfate solution, where 1 gram equivalent mass of zinc deposits, that is nothing but a 32 gram. Even though 1 Faraday or 96,500 coulomb of charge or electricity is supplied through what? AgNO3 solution. So it deposits only 1 gram equivalent mass. 1 gram equivalent mass is nothing but a 108 gram. It's very important. 1 Faraday or 96,500 coulomb of electricity is equivalent to 1 gram equivalent mass. So here 1 gram equivalent mass of copper, 1 gram equivalent mass of copper is equals to 31.5. 1 gram equivalent mass of zinc is equals to 32 gram, and even though 1 gram equivalent mass of what? Silver is equals to 108 gram. So this is called what? Faraday's second law. Now the problems based on Faraday's first law of electrolysis. These are very important for annual examination point of view. A solution of copper sulfate is electrolyzed for 10 minutes with a current of 1.5 ampere. What is the mass of copper deposited at cathode? For example, in a electrolytic cell we have taken what? A aqueous solution of what? Copper sulfate, and the electrodes are dipped in this copper sulfate solution by passing a current of what? 1.5 ampere continuously forward 10 minutes. How much copper is deposits? You know that. We know that according to the Faraday's first law, Q is equals to current into time. So Q is equals to, what is the current? Current is how much? 1.5 ampere is supplied through what? Solution of copper sulfate continuously for what? 10 minutes. This is the 10 minute. So Q is equals to 1.5, 10. 1 minute is equals to 60 seconds. And how to multiply 1.5 into 10 into 1.5 into 10 into 60? So we can get 900 coulomb. So in a electrolytic cell, the solution contains what? The copper sulfate, where the electrodes are dipped by passing a current of 1.5 ampere for 10 minutes. So how much charge is produces? 900 coulomb. So according to reaction, you know that. According to the reaction. So what mass of copper is deposited? Copper sulfate. In a copper sulfate, what is the charge of copper? +2. Okay. The reduction of 1 mole of copper +2 ion, it gives 1 mole of what? Copper. So for the formation of 1 mole of copper, it requires what? 2 moles of electron. You know that 1 moles of electron is equals to 1 Faraday. 2 moles of electron is equals to 2 Faraday. 2 Faraday, it gives what? 1 mole of copper. 1 mole of copper is equals to, or 1 mole of copper is equal to 63 gram. So 63 gram is the atomic mass of copper. So atomic mass of copper is 63 gram, means it is what? 1 mole. You know that. What is it? 2 Faraday? 2 Faraday is nothing but a 2 into 96,500 coulomb. 2 into 96,500 coulomb is required to deposit 63 grams of what? Copper. This is, so theoretically, the reduction of the 1 mole of what? Copper +2, it requires what? 2 Faraday. So 2 Faraday is equals to what? 1 mole of copper. 1 mole of copper is equal to 63 gram. So 2 into 96,500 coulomb is required to deposit 63 grams of what? Copper. But practically, so we passed what? The charge of what? 1.5 ampere continuously for what? 10 minutes. So it produced what? 900 coulomb. So 900 coulomb of charge required to deposit is equals to, what is this? 900 into 63 divided by 2 into 96,500. So 900 into 63 divided by 2 into 96,500, it gives what? 0.2938 grams of what? 38 grams of what? Copper deposits. 0.2938 grams of copper deposits. So 2 Faraday deposits 63 gram. So 2 Faraday means 2 into 96,500 coulomb deposits 63 grams of copper, that is 1 mole. Suppose if you subtract 900 coulomb, it requires only 0.2938 grams of what? Copper. So this is very important for annual examination. This is the problem number 1, or it is exercise number 1. If a current of 0.5 ampere flows through a metallic wire for 2 hours, then how many electrons would flow through the wire? Yes, same. We know that. What is this? Q is equals to current into time. So Q is equals to, yes, I can write here. Q is equals to, what is this current? Current is 0.5 ampere. And what is this? 2 hours. This is what? 2 hours. Now 0.5 to 1 hour means what? 60 minutes. Yes, this is what? 60 minutes. And 0.5 to, okay, so 60 means 1 minute is equals to 60 second. Total it is equals to 3600 coulomb. Okay, this is the Q. In a metallic wire, the current fixed is 0.5 ampere. Continuously flows for what? 2 hours. How much charge is produces? It produces 3600 coulomb. So the next is what here? The next is what? The electricity. The electricity or that is what? 96,500 coulomb is equivalent to what? Equivalent to 1 mole of what? Electrons. 1 mole of what? Electrons. The electricity 96,500 is equivalent to what? 1 mole of electrons. Okay. So 1 mole of electrons is equals to 1 mole of what? Electrons is equals to 6.023 into 10 to the power of what? 23 electrons. Okay. So the electricity, suppose if you supply 1 Faraday or 96,500 coulomb, it deposits or it flows 1 mole of electron. That is 1 mole of electron is equals to 6.023 to 10 to the power of 23 electrons will flow by passing 96,500. Now I can write here 96,500 coulomb requires to flow 6.023 into 10 to the power of what? 23 electrons. Okay. Now here, how much coulomb is flow through what metallic wire? 3600. 3600 coulomb requires to flow is equals to 3600 into 6.023 into 10 to the power of what? 23 divided by 96,500. So it is also 10 to the power of what? 23. It is as it is, and you have to multiply 3600 into 6.023 divided by 96,500. So we can get 0.224. Otherwise you have to put 2.24. This point moves, so it becomes what? 10 to the power of what? 10 to the power of what? 22 electrons. So this is the second example of what? Faraday's laws of electrolysis. Next is third example. Consider reaction Cr2O7 minus 2 14H plus reduction of 6 electron, it gives 2Cr plus 3 plus 8H2O. What quantity of electricity in coulomb is required to reduce 1 mole of Cr2O7? So here, how many moles of electrons is added? 6 moles of electrons are added. So 6 mole of what? Electrons required. 6 moles of electrons require. Solution it is 6 moles of electrons require to reduce 1 mole of what? Cr2O7 minus 2. Okay. So 6, how many electrons are added here? 6 moles of electron. 6 moles of electrons are required to reduce 1 mole of what? Cr2O7 minus 2. We know that 1 mole of electrons is required 96,500 coulomb, or it is also called what? 1 Faraday. But the answer you have to put in what? Coulomb. So better you have to take 96,500 coulomb. So 1 moles of electron is equal to 96,500 coulomb. But here in a given problem, the 6 moles of electrons are required to reduce 1 mole of what? Cr2O7. So what quantity of electricity in coulomb? Yes, 6 moles of electrons. 6 moles of electron is equals to 6 into 96,500. 6 into 96,500 is equal to 5790. 57900 coulomb. So it is the correct answer. Suppose if you want answer in the power, so you have to take 10 raised to 1, 10 raised to 2, 10 raised to 3, 10 raised to 4, 10 raised to 5. It is 1.79 into 10 to the power of what? 5 coulomb. So this is the charge required in coulomb for the reduction of what? 6 moles of what? Electron to get what? 1 mole of Cr2O7. Yes. Now the fourth example. How much charge is required for the following reduction? The first one is what's here. The first one is the reduction of one mole of what? Al plus 3 to 1 mole of what? Al plus 3 to Al. 1 mole of Al plus 3 to Al here. Now I can write the following reaction. Al plus 3. By adding 3 moles of electron, so we can get what? We can get what? Aluminium. So 3 moles of electron. 3 moles of electron. This is what? 3 moles of electron. The reduction of 3 moles of electron. 3 moles of electron is equals to what? 3 Faraday. So 3 moles of electron, so it gives what? It gives 1 mole of what? Aluminium. That 1 mole of aluminium is nothing but a 27 gram. So here the reduction of how much charge is required? The reduction of 1 mole of Al plus 3 to Al. So how much charge is required? 3 Faraday. So here the reduction of see the reduction of 1 mole of what? Al plus 3 requires how much? Requires 3 Faraday. 3 Faraday means 3 into 96,500 coulomb. 3 into 96,500 coulomb is nothing but a 289,500 coulomb. So this is what the charge required for the reduction of 1 mole of what? Al plus 3 to what? Al plus 3 to what? Al plus 3 to what? Al. So here this is the first example. Second is what here? The second I can take. Second. So next is the reduction of what? Anybody? 1 mole of reduction of 1 mole of what? Cu plus 2 to Cu. 1 mole of what? Cu plus 2 Cu. Yes, here. So I can take the reaction copper plus 2. Yes, this is the copper plus 2. By adding what? 2 moles of electron or the reduction of copper plus 2. So we can get what? 1 mole of what? Copper. So how much moles of electrons are required? 2 moles of what? Electron. This 2 moles of electron is equals to how much? 2 Faraday. 1 moles of electron equal to 1 Faraday. 2 moles of electron equal to 2 Faraday. Then now is the reduction of 1 mole of what? 1 mole of what? 1 mole of Cu plus 2. It requires what? 2 Faraday. 2 is 2 Faraday, or it is Faraday is equals to how much? 2 into 96,500 coulomb is nothing but you have to multiply 2 into 96,500. So we can get 19300. 19300. This is what? 00 coulomb. So this is called what? This is nothing but the reduction of what? 1 mole of what? Copper plus 2 copper. Charge is required for following reduction. First is over, second is over, now is the third. The reduction of 1 mole of MnO4 to Mn plus 2. Yes, I can write here. MnO4. Yes, this is MnO4. This is what? Mn plus 2. Okay, this is a Mn plus 2. So what is the oxidation state of Mn? You don't know. You put X. Plus 4 into what is the charge of oxygen? Oxygen is what? Minus 2. The charge on this ion is, this is minus 1. So X is equals to minus 8 is equals to minus 1. X is equals to 7. The oxidation state of Mn is plus 7. Oxidation state of Mn is, it is what? Plus 7. Okay, oxidation state of Mn is plus 7. The plus 7 is changes to, the plus 7 is changes to plus 2, means reduction. Reduction means how many electrons are added? How many electrons are added? 5 electrons are added. So it means the charge required to reduce 1 mole of what? 1 mole of what? MnO4 minus is equals to 5 Faraday. The charge required to reduce 1 mole of Mn4 means 5 electrons are added, means 5 moles of electron. 5 moles of electron equal to 5 Faraday. 5 into Faraday is equals to 96,500 coulomb. So 5 into 96,500 Kelvin. So 5 to 96,500. So now the charge required to reduce 1 mole of MnO4. So it means 5 moles of electrons, 5 Faraday, 5 into 96,500 coulomb. So we can get 482500 coulomb. So this is the charge required for the reduction of 1 mole of MnO4 to Mn plus 2. Yes, now the fifth problem. How much electricity in terms of Faraday is required to produce 20 grams of calcium from molten calcium chloride and 40 grams of aluminium from molten Al2O3? Yes, the first example I can take. 20 grams of calcium from molten CaCl2. In a CaCl2, the charge of calcium is plus 2. Ca is, what is the charge of calcium is plus 2. The reduction of calcium to get 1 mole of calcium, so how much moles of electrons are required? It requires 2 moles of electrons. 2 moles of electrons equal to 2 Faraday. So 1 mole of calcium is equal to how much? 40 grams. Theoretically, the 1 mole of calcium plus 2 calcium, it requires 2 moles of electron. This 2 moles of electron equal to 2 Faraday, and it gives 1 mole of calcium equal to 40. Here the question is, how much calcium is required for 20 grams of calcium to deposit? So it means, so here the 40 grams of calcium requires to deposit requires how much Faraday? It requires what? 2 Faraday. For 40 gram deposition of calcium from molten calcium chloride, so it requires 2 Faraday. But the question is, for the deposition of 20 gram, yes, 20 grams of calcium requires 20 grams of calcium requires 20 into 2 Faraday divided by what? 40 is equals to, so it is equals to 1 Faraday is equals to how much? 1 Faraday. 0 0 cancel, 2 1s are 2 2s are, so it is equals to what? Is equals to 1 Faraday. Second question, B, the B parties also say the 40 grams of aluminium from molten Al2O3. In Al2O3, the charge of aluminium is plus 3. The charge of aluminium is plus 3. For the reduction of the 1 mole of Al plus 3, the reduction of 1 mole of Al plus 3 to Al, so the reduction of 1 mole of Al plus 3 to what? Al, so it requires how much more Faraday? It requires what? 3 Faraday, because 3 moles of electron, this is nothing but 3 moles of electron. 3 moles of electron is equals to 3 moles of electron equal to 3 Faraday. 3 Faraday, it deposits 27 gram. So the reduction of 1 mole of Al plus 3 to Al, it requires 3 moles of electron. 3 moles of electron equal to 3 Faraday, and 1 mole of aluminum is equal to 27 gram. So now I can write here, the question is the 27 grams of aluminum requires 3 Faraday. Requires what? 3 Faraday. Is it correct or not? But here the question is the how much electricity is required for the deposition of 40 grams of aluminum. So I can take here the 40 grams of aluminum requires 40 into 3 Faraday divided by 27 is equal to, we can get 4.4 Faraday. We can get 4.4 Faraday. Okay? Yes.